a kind of quick story for YouTube, for you guys. So this story is about how I had to end up actually being like, as actually, I don't know how the story, I don't know what could call the story, but it's about me and my ex best friend Kim. She's not really my best friend. Me and her, let me just tell her from the start. So it was my first day at school for kindergarten. I was just getting out of pre-K, and I was going to the school called William Holiday. So when I went to William Holiday, I was super fun on the first day. I played by myself, and not in a sad way. I played by myself in a good way, because I really like they had these like mini chocolates, and like they were like mini play chocolates. I was pretending to play restaurant, and then in my classroom. So then after that, when I met this girl named Kim. So Kim, this is where the fun part gets to come. So Kim right here, she is kind of nice. I don't know. Sometimes she gets in a lot of trouble, but she is yeah, and she once, so she called me. So and then we were in the computer lab to play Prodigy and games and stuff. And I was having super fun in the computer lab. And then when it was time to line up for the computer lab, this girl had said, "Hi, my name is Kim." Hi, my name. She said, "Hi, my name is Jalen." I'm like, "Oh, Jalen. Okay, hi, Jalen." And then she said, "Do you want to be my friend?" And I'm like, "Sure." And then I met this other girl, and like when it was into the school, me and Kim were holding hands. We were having so much fun, talking about stuff, talking about these things, childhood LOL dolls. I'm pretty sure most of you guys are still in kind of your childhood, because LOL dolls like haven't been in here for that long. They came out in 2019, 2018, I forgot. But anyways, we were talking about LOL dolls stuff, making up fake stories. I don't know. And then you're like making up fake stories and stuff, and all that stuff. And then we were also having so much fun talking at the lunch table. And then this girl Jalen, which is my best friend now, she doesn't get into any trouble. She's actually my best friend, and she doesn't get into any trouble. I keep on losing. Anyways, she doesn't get into any trouble. She's super nice, kind, and yeah, I'm gonna give her a shout out in this video. And I hope she really sees it when she's probably watching YouTube. So anyways, her name is Jalen with some brown and curly hair. And anyway, she was super nice to say, "Hi, my name is Jalen. Want to be friends?" And I'm like, "Oh my," and I'm like, sure," because I thought Kim's name was Jalen. So I thought Kim's name was Jalen. So then I found both of them in the same room together. I'm like, "Hey, which one is you is Jalen?" And then the real Jalen said, "It's me, Jalen." And then Kim was like, "No, it's me, Jalen." And I'm like, "I believe the one with the curly hair is Jalen," because, and I'm like, and I remember I was super smart at this time. I remember I went back and I see her name tag when Kim was sitting in kindergarten class. I saw her name tag, and her name tag was actually said Kim. So I'm like, "No, the one with the curly brown hair is Kim. Is Jalen." And then he's like, "Fine, you must have saw my name tag." And we were really, really empathized, so we decided to become a friend group. So in our friend group, it was like really fun. It was all fun and stuff, and I really liked our friend group. So we've only been in the friend group for 2 years. After those 2 years, Kim got me in trouble because it was my first time, and we were in second grade. I don't know, third grade, second grade. I think it was second grade. Honestly, yeah, it was second grade. So anyways, it was in second grade. There's this like woman named, I forgot her name. We would call her Mrs. B. Let's call her Mrs. B. Okay. So Mrs. B, she would always be like really nice. She was really nice, and she would have this classroom where people could like learn and stuff, and like it was computers. You could play Prodigy, and if you're good for the whole time, then you get a piece of candy. So then Kim jumped. Kim was in that class, and I'm like, "Ooh, can I come in too?" And she's like, "Sure, you can come in." So I asked the teacher to make sure, and she said, "Yeah." And then well, the teacher went to the teacher's lounge to get some more candy or something, I don't know. But anyways, she was like, "Yeah," and she was like, okay, kids be nice to each other and make sure to follow the rules. And I'm like, okay, Mrs. B. So I was a really nice kid in kindergarten. I mean, in second grade, I was like, not the class joke, but I would just say I was the goofy girl. Like, I'm really tall, so I was like really tall, and I make people laugh sometimes. And anyways, I was in there. Kim said, "Hey, want to get some candy?" I'm like, sure. Do you have candy in your pocket that I could have? And she said, "Nah, we can get this candy. We can." Because Mrs. B said we can get some candy anytime we want. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's really cool. She's really nice. She's really cool. And then I went and got some candy. And then this other teacher came in and said, what are you guys doing? Are you stealing candy? You can go to juvie for that. Put the candy down. And I'm telling Mrs. B. And I'm like, but I thought Kim said. And then she said, no, Kim said nothing. You did this. So I was like, what? But I didn't do anything. So then the teacher was like, I literally just saw you stealing candy. Both of you come here to my office now. And I'm like, but, because I was only young at that time and I didn't even know what was happening. So, so she got me in trouble, and Kim started making the teachers feel bad for her and everything. Kim called her mom. The teacher called Kim's mom. Kim started crying because she didn't want to get in trouble by her mom. And I was like not crying at all because I knew I didn't do anything, and I knew my parents would believe me. So I didn't cry at all because I knew my parents would believe me and trust me that I didn't try to steal anything. It was just my first day there. So anyways, she called my mom. She did not call my mom. She was gonna call my dad, but my dad was at work. So anyways, she was like calling, and she said, since your dad is at work, I don't think you could pick up. Is your dad a principal, right? And she said, yeah, my dad is I said, yeah, my dad is the principal. And then she said, after that, she had said, okay, we'll call you. You better tell your parents what happened. And I'm telling them one day. So I wasn't really scared. I was just having fun at school. I know my teacher will believe me too because she was really nice. So she said, well, why don't you tell your parents that? They'll believe you. And she said, okay. And I said, okay. And I said, okay, Miss Bauman. And then so then after that, the principal, this is where the point where the real principal, not my dad, but the actual principal actually called my the Mrs. So and I was so surprised because like Mrs. B didn't know about any of this. I'm surprised she didn't actually tell her. So anyways, after that, oh, this is a high jump. Okay, so anyways, after that, it's like this is where it gets real. So my principal calls us up to the office. Not the office, in the middle of the hallway, in between a test, and started talking about, why did you do this? This is not a nice thing to do. Stealing is not a good. You could go to juvie for this, stealing stuff, because she paid her own money for this. So, anyways, he was like all that saying how she wouldn't do it. And I'm just skip to the fun part. This is the part where she actually had to bring in Jalen, and Jalen. And then Jalen was crying because Kim, guess what she had did when she back in the classroom? She had said that I told her that don't tell Jalen any of this because all she's gonna do is just do this. And what she said was, what she said was, she actually had the nerve to tell me that I told Jalen, or I told her, blah blah blah. And she kept this levels hard and kept on telling me that I said something. And I'm like, don't put words in my mind. I'm like, don't put words in my mouth, because putting words in somebody else's mouth, you don't know what they said. So I didn't say anything really. I was just not. The thing I actually said was, don't bring Jalen into this or anything, because you have gotten me and her to too much trouble. So stop. And she's like, no, I'm gonna tell Jalen this, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, go ahead and tell her. She's my best friend, and I already know she would believe me. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, and then Kim's like, okay, let her believe you, but I've been in her classroom for over a year now, so she's never gonna believe you. You're a noob here. So I'm like, what? The last time I checked, we've been friends for over 2 years, and you weren't even her friend. You were just in her classroom. She said you were just in her classroom, so don't say anything. So she was like, blah 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 blah. So the principal, and then I heard Jalen in there crying because, oh, that's my dad. Yes. Story. So anyways, after that, she told me and Jalen stop lying, and she was like all that stuff. I think this was in 2nd grade. Now I'm in basically 10th grade. I mean, not basically 10th grade. I'm in basically 6th grade right now. I'm almost in 5th grade. I'm fourth grade right now. So I probably forgot at least some of the story before, because this is so hard. I'm gonna end the stories right here. But anyways, I'm just gonna end the story, not end the story right here. Come back for. I'm just gonna say come back. So that's it. Come back for part 2. Come. Bye, everybody. I'll see you in part 2. Bye.